For most of my life, I feel like I made a lot of decisions coming from a place of not loving myself. Um, I went through a lot of trauma as a child, and I didn't know how to process those feelings and emotions. And that then led to me being a menace of a teenager. I broke curfew and I went to parties and I talked back to my parents. I was really just out of control. And it was a lot to do with the sexual abuse I had been through as a child and not knowing how to process those emotions and just stuffing them down. But every time you have an emotion that gets suppressed in your body, it has to find a way out. And it will find a way out in that example as lashing out, as anger, as frustration, just acting and behaving in ways that you normally wouldn't behave. So that's one example. Later in life, that led to toxic relationship after toxic relationship after toxic relationship. And it was just like on repeat, One was really emotionally abusive. One I found out was like cheating on me with a whole bunch of different people. One was physically abusive. The last one was a narcissist. He was the worst because it's an illusion. They make you feel like you are everything in the world, and then you go back down to feeling like you are nothing. And so I had this roller coaster ride all through my life of trauma and lashing out and toxic relationships, and I could never figure it out. Like, I was always like, but I'm such a good person. Like, why do these things keep on happening to me? I don't understand. I have a good job, I have a lovely family, I have all of the things, and yet I just keep repeating these patterns, and I keep like lashing out or not being my best self. And like I said, I think that a lot of my decisions came from a place of not loving myself, or not feeling like I deserved any better, or like I was enough, or it was like I developed this perfectionism problem where it would just be like, if I could just be perfect, then maybe somebody will love me. And so again, we have all of these like experiences, and then it creates an emotion, and then that emotion, if we don't release it, it gets stuck inside of us, like deep inside, and it has to find a way out. So after I married a narcissistic man, as I mentioned, he it was just a very toxic environment. It was very dark. And by the end, it was very dark. It didn't start that way, but it definitely ended that way. And ultimately what happened was I got really sick, and I went for all these tests, and I saw multiple different doctors, and they kept telling me that there was nothing physically wrong with me. And what I know now is that those emotions were just getting stuck inside of me, and my body was trying to communicate with me. My body was trying to give me signals that something was wrong or out of alignment, or, there was just this negative energy that was stuck inside my body, and it needed a way out. So there's multiple different ways that suppressed emotions and trauma can get trapped in your body. And there's multiple different ways that it can start showing up in your life. So what I do now is I teach people how to release those suppressed emotions in a way that supports them, as opposed to a way that is destructive. Because if we don't purposefully and consciously release those emotions from us, then they need to find a way out. And usually, if we don't do it in a conscious way, we are doing it in a destructive manner. So, the anger, the frustration, the, whatever it is in your life. And it's just not a healthy way to get rid of those emotions. And it is amazing how much better you feel once you get all of that icky stuff out of your body, right? Because it's just festering and it's just like down there. Most of us don't even know it's there. It's just like stuck inside of us. We just move past something and move on with life. And then, we'll go do something else. And, we kind of forget that it's even there, but it is there and it does need a way out. So that's what I do now. And I would love it if you liked and subscribed to my channel. Help me grow. I always speak from my heart, and I am here to pass on all of my knowledge. And I want you to know that, like, no matter what is going on, you do have the power to live your best life, and I can show you how. It is my heartfelt hope that you come along for the ride. Embark on this adventure. Let's go on this healing journey together. The information I am going to share literally changed my life and allowed me to become the person I was always meant to be. If I can do it, you can do it too.